Hillary, always a great pleasure.
Great.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining us.
You're more than welcome.
We talked earlier about the dog days of summer, and man, they are here, the heat and the humidity. And this is something that I think is right in your wheelhouse. I notice this, and I've asked a lot of other people, and they say, yeah, same thing. This time of the year, you're out there, it's hot, it's sweaty, there's a lot of the distractions that we have ordinarily, but it seems to me that this time of year, they weigh maybe a little more heavily on you. And being able to concentrate on what we're trying to do, and that is not maybe score the best round of our life, but just to enjoy the game of golf. How can we do that a little better when it's hot and there are all these other things going on?
Well, first of all, get up earlier. If you can get out early, it's so much better. And really, just the worst hours, of course, are when the sun's at its peak. So to play sort of between 10 and 2 is the worst. So if you can be out first on the course or early in the morning, or I'll choose to play perhaps later in the afternoon, because now at least the good side is it's light until about 8:45 still. So you can tee off as late as 4:30 and still get around in. So I think that's the number one thing. Choose the time of play very carefully. Secondly, I see too many people standing waiting on the tee box or walking down a course without the shade. Invariably, there is some shade. Find it. You don't have to stand right near the tee box. So find the shade on the golf course. And then dress appropriately. You know, I'm usually in short sleeves at this time of year.
Wish I could be.
Yes, right.
Shorter sleeves.
And most golf courses now, men can wear shorts. Only a few clubs in our region, and a few places like, say, Caves Valley, you have to be in pants. But usually you can be in shorts. So dress appropriately, right time of day, shade, and hydrate before you go out. Drink lots of water the whole time before you go out, because you don't want to be drinking too much on the course, but then keep your liquids up. That's just really important. Once you get thirsty, it's too late.
And it's too late.
It's really too late.
The one thing growing up in the South, I always used to see women with parasols, and they knew what was going on. You've got an umbrella very often in that golf bag. Pull it out and put it over your head. That's as good a way to keep the sun off you as anything
That is.
else.
I personally prefer to walk, but if you're in a golf cart, also either park the golf in shade or turn it so that it's totally in shade. You see golf carts, oftentimes everybody's sitting in the sun. No, turn it into the shade. If you're constantly in the shade, you're knocking off maybe 10, maybe 20 degrees of heat, and that heat is what is draining, and I think that's what's exhausting in playing in the warm.
Thank you. That's exactly the sort of thing that a lot of people are going to benefit from. We talked the last time about the British coming to our aid after 9/11. Well, it seems to me after the events of 7/7 that we can kind of sort of turn our attention eastward now, and we're all Londoners and that sort of thing. What's your reaction to what happened in London on that terrible Friday?
Of course it was dreadful, Dave. I mean, there's no one in our world, I think, that wouldn't believe that. The British have a tremendous spirit, though. There are people that have carried on through the Second World War. They defied the Nazis, and the Nazis, the Luftwaffe did not break their spirit with the London Blitz. The IRA has bombed London. That did not break their spirit. So the British are very hardy people. The British stood by us very closely after 9/11, have always been our greatest ally, so I think they always have felt close to us. I think now's the time for us to say, look, we know you're our strongest allies. We want to be there for you, too. So I believe with the British Open, it's a great time for us to open our hearts, our thoughts, and to be with the British people at this time.
The Baseball All-Star Game did a very nice thing. I thought they played God Save the Queen along with the national anthems. I thought that was a fitting
very
tribute.
special.
One other thing I want to bring up too, and that has to do with a new venture that you've got with AOL. So tell us about that.
Yes, amongst the number of undertakings is on AOL, Women on Course. So AOL.com, and then Women on Course. There's business golf blunders, and I've taped a series of business videos in terms of business golf advice. Some of the issues similar to the things we talk about here that anyone can click on when they're in their office and they're going out for a business round and they'd like some advice. Although it's Women on Course, it really is geared to all business people. So particularly for women that are starting, but also businessmen. So it's business golf blunders under the Women on Course. It's a 6th lesson.
There is no person in the game of golf doing more right now than this young woman. Thank you so much. It's
You're
always
welcome,
a pleasure
Dave.
to have
Of course.
you here. That'll do it for this edition of Toyota's Capital Golf Weekly. We thank you very much for joining us. For all our guests, the entire CGW crew, I'm Dave Lucas. Play well, and we'll see you here next time.